How to make yourself a priority, especially during the holidays, Mom Edition. Hi, my name is Carmen Benton, intuitive mindset coach and energy healer. And I have struggled so much in my life in the past in making myself a priority and filling my own cup. And I have learned a thing or two about how to do that, and I want to share with you today. So I used to feel so guilty about even thinking of anything that meant taking care of myself, taking time to myself, doing manicure, pedicures, massages, even taking a nap if I was exhausted, not even like taking a long shower or taking a bath or just going for a walk. Basic things that any human being needs to do in order to feel their own needs. And the funny thing is that before I became a mom, I always swear that that was never going to happen. But it did happen. And I didn't know why I was feeling so guilty about it. And I can tell you a story really quick. When my son was born, my oldest son, I got a Mother's Day gift for a spa, for a massage. It was just 60 minutes. He was born in March, so this was in May. And I spent the entire time I was on that massage table crying because I was feeling so guilty about not being with him 24/7. And that event helped me start my journey towards trying to figure out WTF, right? What was happening with me? I literally quit my job at that time before when he was born because I couldn't even think about leaving him with someone else, which is something great, right? Many moms decide to become a stay-home mom, but for me, was driven by the guilt more than anything. And guilt is such a low vibrational energy. You don't want to stay there if you are. So I can tell you that after that event, I did a lot of soul searching, and I started my spiritual journey. And what I realized and what I found out is that I had very, very deep need for love and connection. And I didn't know back then all the trauma that I had around that particular issue. But I knew now that I had this kid that was mine and needed me and loved me like nobody else had loved me and needed me ever before. And I was not going to lose that. And so this put so much pressure and started creating anxiety and depression and really started taking over and ruining my life. So I had to do something about it. And what I can tell you now is that I had to learn how to feel my need for love and connection in a more elevated way. And I did that through self-love. And I know a thing or two about self-love because I wrote book about self-love. And basically, I narrowed down to 4 steps that you need to do in your life in order to experience self-love. And the first one is forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself and let go of all the things that you think you should have done better but did not, right? They are in the past. Let go of the resentment, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you screw up 1 or 10 times. Here you are today, and you need to let go. And the reason for this is because you cannot love someone that you don't trust and someone that you hold any resentment for. And so self-love is born from forgiveness. So after you forgive yourself, you need to learn to love yourself unconditionally. And this comes with actually knowing who you are. I remember, always will remember, the movie Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts when she is testing different types of eggs. Because until that point in her life, she always liked the eggs the same way that whoever she was dating liked them. And so I ask you this question: how do you like your eggs? Do you know that? What is the one thing that actually makes you smile? What is the one thing that you can always go to that you know it will pick you up and help your mood and transform the way that you're feeling in that moment. For me, they're a couple, but I didn't know them until I actually started thinking about this question. And one of the things is dancing. There's no way I can dance and be feeling down at the same time. And that makes sense because emotions come from motion. So you cannot be moving your body and feeling down. So, there's a tip. But you need to know who you are to be able to love yourself unconditionally. What do you like? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Where do you like to travel? Who do you want to be in 10 years? You need to know who you are so you can love yourself. Then you need to start celebrating everything that goes right with you. If you got up when the alarm went off, celebrate that. If you made a fantastic dinner, celebrate that. If you actually made your bed today, celebrate that. And the reason for that is because here's the thing. When is the last time you actually fell in love with someone that you don't admire in some way or fashion, right? So if you don't think you are, the best thing since sliced bread, how are you going to love yourself? So you need to start celebrating everything that goes well in your life so you can love yourself. And the last one is you need to really honor yourself and start creating some healthy boundaries. And yesterday we talked about healthy boundaries. You can watch that video if you missed it. And so when you actually take these 4 steps and you start practicing self-love, you will get rid of the guilt that's keeping you away from making yourself a priority. When you love yourself the way that you love your kids, the way that you love your spouse, you will actually understand that you need to fill up your cup before you can pour into someone else's cup, before you can show up fully and present to your job or your business, before you can actually gladly and 100% emotionally there can be for your kids or your husband or any other person in your life, right? So you will start understanding that the better you show up into your relationships, the better outcome you're going to get, the happier you are with yourself, the happier you're going to be able to be around others, and understanding that happiness comes from within and not from the outside. So this is how you make yourself a priority. Mom edition, because we're talking about guilt, but it comes with self-love. And unfortunately, what I see over and over and over again with my clients is that self-love is not the cliche that most people wanted to make it be. A lot of people are suffering from lack of self-love, and it's something so necessarily that everyone should experience. And so in order to be able to love yourself, you have to then work on what you think about yourself. So your belief, you need to think about your identities. Who do you think you are? And you need to talk about the rules and the personas and the needs that you're trying to fulfill. And these are all the things that together I help my clients do when we work together. So now because you've heard a couple of times, that I'm offering this 100% risk-free guarantee coaching session. So basically, we coach for an hour. And if you're not completely in love with the outcome of your session, I'll give you your money back and the questions asked. And I can do that because I'm 100% confident that I will help you transform your life. So I'll see you tomorrow and can't wait to work with you.